is Scarlett, and I am the blogger behind Made It, Ate It, Loved It. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my most popular chicken recipe, sweet and sour chicken. Okay, so what you're gonna need for this recipe are everyday things you most likely have in your home. There's chicken breast, salt, pepper, cornstarch, and eggs. So this is for the breading of the chicken, and here's what we need for the sauce recipe. Canola oil, sugar, ketchup, garlic salt, soy sauce, and white distilled vinegar. For all the details and measurements for this recipe, visit my blog at madeitateitlovedit.com. So first, you want to get your chicken ready by washing it and trimming off all the excess fat. So I like to cut them into 1-inch cubes. I have 4 young children, and so just bite size is perfect. So just cut them into 1-inch cubes. I like to go long ways first, and then just cutting them as evenly as possible, just so the cooking times are about the same amount. So once your chicken is all cubed, you need to take some salt and pepper and season the chicken breasts. I like to season on both sides, so I'm gonna do the top, and then I'm gonna try to flip them over and get the other side. And I like to use kosher salt. That's just what I carry in my home for all my cooking and baking. I just like the texture of it and the flavor of it more than just like table salt. Okay, now that the chicken is all seasoned, we are ready to get the breading started. So before you start breading the chicken, you're gonna wanna heat the oil up just so it's at the right temperature. So I usually use between 1/3 of a cup and 1/2 of a cup, but depending on how big your pan is, you want it to cover the whole bottom. Also, if you want a more crispy chicken, you can add a little more oil so it gets more of a deep fry effect. Before you start breading the chicken, heat the oil up, and you can do 1 tester chicken to make sure that the oil is hot enough, because you don't want the chicken to get oily, but you want it to be crispy. So you want the oil to be hot enough that when you place the chicken in there, it sizzles and starts to cook. Okay, so I like to get my setup ready just because this is kind of a messy recipe. My kids love doing it with me just because it is messy. So I like to you're gonna dip the chicken in the cornstarch, then the eggs, then the oil, then the pan. And right there, that's when you know your oil is ready. And once it's ready, I like to turn it down just a little bit. And then you can continue to start breading them by dipping them in the cornstarch first, then the eggs, then there. You also don't want to cramp your oil pan too much. So try to space them out just so they can cook on all sides. So I like to just continue until the whole pan is full. And if your oil starts to pop, just turn it down a little bit. By the end, your oil will start turning brown just from the excess batter that's fallen out in the oil. Usually the ones at the beginning are a little lighter just because the oil is fresh, but then towards the end, they'll start getting darker. You just want to make sure that the batter is cooked. Okay, so once they're golden brown or light brown on each side, you're just going to move them over to a baking dish. I like to try to just put them flat and not stack them, just so that they get sauced evenly. So now we're going to make the sauce for the sweet and sour chicken. This is some white sugar, and here's ketchup, some garlic salt, soy sauce, and some white distilled vinegar. I'm just gonna give this a little stir, just so that when I put it on the stove top, the sugar doesn't start to burn. Okay, so now I'm going to turn the stove on to a medium heat, and just heat it up till it gets to a boil, just so the sauce begins to thicken. Just to take this recipe up a notch, I like to add some white onion, fresh pineapple, and some bell pepper. So before I add the sauce, I sprinkle them on the top just so they also get some of the sauce, because the sauce is super yummy. Okay, now it's starting to boil, so I'm just going to stir it a little bit and let it boil for about a minute. Okay, now I'm going to take the sauce and I'm going to pour it over the chicken and the fruits and veggies, trying to do it as evenly as possible. So now that the sauce is on the chicken, you're going to make sure the oven's preheated to 350 degrees, and you're going to place the chicken into the oven, and you're going to cook it for 15 minutes. Take them out, flip them on the other side, and cook them for 15 minutes more. Okay, so I like to serve this over rice, and sometimes I do fried rice or chow mein, but mostly I just like it to be a simple dish because the chicken's amazing by itself, and I just serve it over white rice. And there you have it, sweet and sour chicken for an easy weeknight meal. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more cooking videos and tips. And don't forget to comment down below of what you like about this recipe or what videos you would like to see. And a special thanks to Tara Bruff for filming this video. Don't forget to also subscribe to her YouTube channel, Bruffington.
No, like my husband will like take this to work as leftovers. Like the last time I made it, he was mad because there wasn't any. I'm hoping today I'll make his day by
bringing it home.
Some leftovers.
Yeah, that's awesome.